What's up everybody, this is Teacher Ivan from NextGen Academy. Our goal in this channel is to help you achieve your highest potential and to help you understand subjects in the easiest and the most efficient way. If you'd like to get more tips and tricks on how to achieve A star in your IGCSE, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel. Lastly, if you need any help in your studies, you can always head on to our website, link in the below, or our Instagram. Drop us a DM and we'll be able to help you. Enjoy this video and I wish you all the best.
3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, this is the May-June paper 2021, set 2-1. All right, everyone ready? Okay, so we'll go straight to the first question. Okay, first question I think is pretty easy. All you need to do, this is what form? CTS form, all right? X plus A squared plus B. So, what you all need to do, CTS, completing the square. So, all you need to do, divide 2 to your B. Then, like this. And your final answer will be X minus 3 squared minus 8. Okay? Yep, CTS, good. Okay, CTS, how they'll give the marks. Here is 1 mark. Here is 1 mark. So not so much in the steps. Alright, this for the simple line. Okay, hence, write down the coordinates of the minimum point for this one. As we know, CTS can be used to find minimum and maximum point. So all you need to do is read from the value above. So make sure you double, triple check that your values are correct. So 3, -8. Okay, so pretty easy. First question, 3 marks in total. Second question, variables x and y are such that when ln y is plotted against ln x, a straight line graph passing through the points 6, 5 and 8, 9 is obtained. Show that y equals e power p x to the power q, where p and x and p are integers. Okay, so what do they mean by this question? This is actually a straight line equation question. They say ln y is plotted against ln x, right? So ln y against ln x. Okay, so now my y-axis is ln y, my x-axis is ln x. So it's your big Y equals to m big X plus C. And then they say you got 6, 5 and 8, 9. Okay, but based on ln y and ln x, this 6, 5 is ln x and ln y, not x and y. So what we need over here, we need a gradient. So gradient 9 minus 5, 8 minus 6, which is equals to 2. Okay, then we can use y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. However, my x and y here, you got to remember it's not x and y. We are following the graph ln y and ln x. All right, so now my ln y, let's say if I want to use m equals to 2 and then I use any of the point also, we can use 6, 5. Okay, so m equals to 2, then 6, 5, we sub into y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So your y will be ln y minus 5 equals to 2x. X is ln x minus 6. Okay, so because we are basing it on this, the straight line graph now is ln y against ln x. Open up the bracket, 2 ln x minus 12. Ln y equals to 2 ln x minus 7. Then they want you to write in that form, right? Y equals to e to the power of p x to the power of q. So we need to try to simplify it. Okay, so ln y equals to ln x squared minus 7. We inverse the whole thing. So ln, you inverse it, will be y equals to e ln x squared minus 7. Okay, so this whole thing is power. Okay, so e ln x squared can actually be written as x squared also. Okay, x squared, then e to the power of negative 7. Okay, then I just terbalik it because they want to put e first, right? They want to put e first, so e negative 7 x squared. So this is your final answer. Okay, if you use other method and you simplify it also, it's totally fine. Okay, so this will probably be, I don't know whether it's the shortest method, but this is the method that I use lah. Okay, so your final answer will be the same. Y equals to e to the power negative 7, x to the power 2, where p is negative 7, q is equals to 2. Okay, is that no issue? 4-mark question. So you all follow the marks in the mark scheme that I sent to you all. Any question? All good? All good? All right. Okay, so this is a straight line equation question. So if you are unsure on straight line equation, please ask later on how to do this. Okay, question 3a, solve the inequality modulus 4x minus 1 more than 9. So this one was the question on modulus that I always ask you all to take note of. You all don't just throw your plus minus straight away to the right hand side because of the inequality and how negative will affect the inequality sign. Okay, so how do we do this? You start your inequality from the left hand side instead of straight away throwing it, okay, which is what you all like to do, throwing it to the right hand side. Start like this. Okay, start like this. Then you can do 4x minus 1 more than 9. Then minus 4x minus 1 more than 9. Okay, wait, I'll answer your question later. Then you can put x is more than 5 over 2. And then this one, if you want to simplify this whole thing, okay, what would happen is the symbol will change, right? So 4x minus 1 less than 9. Then x will be less than negative 2. So 3-mark question. Okay, so if you put square at both sides, okay, anyone did that step? They all get the same answer? Should get the same answer, right? If you square both sides. So the other method is you just square both sides. So it'll be 4x minus 1 square more than 9 square. Also can. Up to you. All right, final answer should be the same. If your inequality sign is wrong, then it's wrong already. Okay, you minus one mark for each of it. Okay, question B. 2x minus 11 third x plus 12. This falls under your complex quadratic equation chapter also. There are actually, I think, about 4 or 5 different ways that they teach you how to make it to a quadratic equation. So the pattern that you all need to see is 2, 1, 0. Always remember this pattern. So your 2, right, in this case, your 2 is your power 1 because your second term is x to the power half. Understand? So it's also 2 times, then 1 time. Then 0 means you don't have any term in the last one. Okay? So what we always need to let, okay, we're going to use the let method. What we got to let it is always the power 1 term. In this case, is your third x. Okay, so we let, okay, let's use the value u. We let x to the power half equals to u. All right, you need to get this step right, because if you cannot identify this step, then it's very hard for you all to do. Don't square the whole thing also, because we don't need to change it to what you call that, x squared. Okay, don't do that. Okay, you won't be able to get the answer. So you'll get 2u squared minus 11u plus 12 equals to 0. Next, 2u minus 3 then u minus 4 equals to 0. Solve it. U equals to 3 over 2. U equals to 4. Change it back to set x. Oops. Set x equals to 3 over 2. Set x equals to 4. Square the thing. X equals to 9 over 4. Okay, all right. X equals to 16. Okay? 3-mark question. All good? Okay, thanks, Zara, for sending. Okay, I'll look through it later. All good, huh? All right, so this falls under complex quadratic equation. If you want to see complex quadratic equation, the different types, you can just go to your textbook and then you see the work example. Those 4 or 5 of it are all the questions that they can ask, the type of complex quadratic equation question that they can ask. Okay, so you just need to keep it in your head. It falls under which one. All right, next one. Okay, so this one is quite tricky, right? Because you all seldom do tangent. In terms of graph, what you all need to know in depth for every single one: quadratic, cubic, sine, cos, tangent, exponential, log. 7 graphs. You all need to know every single thing about it and how to actually plot it out. All right, so this is a bit tricky, but it's doable if you understand the fundamental of it. Okay, they say the graph of y equals to a plus 2 tangent bx, where a and b are constants, passes through the point 0, -4, and has a period of 480 degrees. Find the value of a and of b. Okay, so there are 2 parts to here, a and b. You need to know the theory of this. B will affect the period. A will affect the shift of the graph up or down. Okay, so the very first one, you see, they give you a point 0, -4. They say passes through the point 0, -4. So to find A, we can actually just substitute the value of 0 and -4. So you actually get A equals to -4. Okay, you go sub in lah. The 2 tangent 0 is 0 ma. Okay, so A equals to -4. All right, I think this part here is probably the more confusing one. You have to understand period. 1 period for tangent, right, is how much? Okay, what's the degree for what's the amount, the angle, the amount of angle for 1 period of tangent? 180 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees. So it's not like the other graph, because 1 period means 1 whole cycle. All right, 1 whole cycle. So what you need to do is 480 equals to 180 divided by b, because they say now the period is 480 degrees. So the value, it will be 180 divided by the value of b. That's how we find the value of b. So b is equals to 3 over 8. The others all will be 360 divided by b. Okay, so to explain it a bit clearer, so you saw I draw the diagram, right? So our tangent graph, it looks like this. Okay, 1 period is like this. Okay, which is 180 degrees. So if you didn't know, 1 period for tangent x would be 180 degrees. All right, a bit different from the others. So sine and cos is like cousins, remember? Tangent is by itself. Okay, then look at question B. On the axis, sketch the graph of y for values of x between 0 and 480 degrees. So the y right now what we want to sketch is y equals to -4 plus 2 tangent 3 over 8 x, right? Okay, so now you see, right, 480 degrees is one whole period. Okay, one whole period. And if you see the original tangent graph, right, as I draw over here, okay, you see, this part here is from 0 to 90 degrees. So if they say 480 degrees, right, it means it's like this only ma. Okay, it's half of it only. It's half the graph. Because 480 degrees is half of your entire tangent graph that we normally draw. Everyone understand this concept? Okay, it's half only because in a tangent x within 360 degrees, actually we have two periods inside. So if we say 480 degrees is one period, means it's half of our original tangent graph that we always draw. Okay, so half of it only. So whatever I highlighted here, we want to draw half of it only. So the first thing that you want to draw is you want to draw your asymptote first. Okay, so the asymptote will be in the middle, 240 degrees. So I just draw a red line. So this is supposed to be dotted line. So this is your asymptote. And then the next thing is that your graph shift down by -4. Okay, shift down by -4. So your graph, this part here, okay, you see this first orange part here will shift by -4 also. They ask you to sketch. In fact, they never even ask you to show the x-intercept and y-intercept. So we actually don't really need to show where it intersects. Okay, so this will be, if you want to write the proper term, this will be -4. Then my here also, this part here, the second part, is also shifted down by -4, right? So actually it will be like this. Okay, it will keep going down and down. Okay, I would say this question is a bit more tricky for the sketching of graph, but you all need to know how to sketch for tangent graph. All right? Clear, this one? Okay, good question. Let me see. Okay, how they give the marks? For correct tangent shape with exactly two branches. Your what? Okay, if you show one asymptote and a shape like this, but your shape is wrong, you can get 1 mark. Okay, 2 marks if everything is correct. So if you draw the graph, but you must draw just half of it, not the entire graph. Okay, so your asymptote in the middle, if you somehow, maybe you start from 0 or you got this shape, you can get 1 mark there. Okay, any more questions, Nissan? All right. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Question 5. The curve y equals to x squared and y squared equals to 37x intersects at O, 0, 0, and the point A. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line OA. So, they gave us this and this. Okay, two curves intersect at 0, 0 at the point A. So there are 2 points of intersection. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line OA. So, number 1, we know that these two curves intersect at 2 points. Okay, I don't know how the curve looks like. Maybe this, maybe like this, and like this. Okay, I just roughly sketch. We know that it intersect at O and A. That's what matters. O, we know is 0, 0. So the other point of intersection will be A. Where it intersects is when two curves, you do simultaneous equation when you meet with your crush, right? Okay, so you sub in one equation to the other. So the first one will be y equals x squared, the other one y squared equals to 27x. Let's put this equation 1, this one equation 2. You sub 1 into 2. Okay, so you get x squared equals to 27x. X to the power of 4 equals to 27x. We divide the whole thing by x. You get x cubed equals to 27. X will be equals to 3. Okay, so we know that the other here is 3. We need to find the y value. Sub x equals 3 into equation, let's say 1. So you get y equals to 3 squared, which is y equals to 9. So we know that this coordinate A is 3, 9. What do they want us to find? Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line OA. So if I have a line called OA, we want to find the perpendicular bisector, which is this red color line. Perpendicular bisector is right in the middle, right? If you realize, the previous paper, the February March one also came out perpendicular bisector. So you all need to know how to find this. Okay, so for perpendicular bisector, there are a few things that you all need to know. Number one, I need to find my gradient. My gradient will be m1 times m2 equals to -1 of the original line. Second thing you need to find is your midpoint. Okay, so you technically you need two things only: gradient and the midpoint. Okay, the perpendicular gradient and the midpoint. Then we use y minus y1 equals to mx minus x1. All right, so what we want to do here, we find what is your gradient of OA first. Okay, gradient of OA. So we know here is 0, 0, here is 3, 9. OA will be 9 minus 0 over 3 minus 0. So 9 over 3. Your perpendicular gradient will be m1 times m2 equals -1. Or you can just put a negative sign, then you inverse your numerator and denominator. So you get m, your perpendicular bisector's gradient will be -3 over 9. Okay, so we got the gradient ready. Now we need the midpoint. Midpoint of both of it will be 3 plus 0 over 2, and then 9 plus 0 over 2. So 3 over 2 and 9 over 2. Or you can write it as 1.5 and 4.5. Okay, so once we have this, we just substitute it into y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So y minus 4.5 minus 3 over 9x minus 1.5, which will give you -3 over 9x plus 0.5. In fact, actually, you leave until here, you see answer scheme, they also give you full marks already. Maybe because they never ask you to present in any form, but we just keep it in y equals mx plus c lah. So y equals to -3 over 9x plus okay, what's the value? 1.5 times 3 over 9 plus 4.5. All right, 8 marks question. Okay, do you all get all 8 marks here? Got it, huh? Very good. All right. Yes. How can I help you? Nothing wrong with simplify. No, no, you can use it. Can, totally fine. It's the same value. Yeah, in fact, should simplify lah, right? Should simplify. My bad, I didn't simplify. Okay, but no extra marks for that. Okay, so this one, if they don't ask you to put in any certain form, actually you don't need to simplify, don't need to rearrange it. Same, this is the same thing as the advice that I gave you all for differentiation. If they don't ask you to simplify it, don't go and simplify it. Okay, just leave it. Because normally you just need to sub in the values. Okay, so here you say negative 1 over 3x plus 5. Yeah, this will be a better form. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one. Question 6. Variables x and y are such that y equals to e to the power x over 2 plus x cos 2x, where x is in radians. Use differentiation to find the approximate change in y as x increases from 1 to 1 plus h. Okay, so this is a small change and approximation kind of question, right? So always when you all come across this kind of question, straight away write down what is the main equation that you need already, which is delta y over delta x equals to dy over dx. Just write it somewhere so you at least you remind yourself like you need to use this. Okay, so I need delta y over delta x equals to dy over dx. Later I will need to use this. However, it's given to me in the question y equals to e to the power of x over 2 plus x cos 2x. Right? So I need to differentiate this first. So e to the power of x over 2, pretty easy to do it. Okay, so you just need to follow f prime x e f x. So 1 over 2 e to the power of x over 2. X cos 2x, you will need to use product rule. So u equals to x, v equals to cos 2x, u prime equals to 1, v prime equals to negative 2 sine 2x. Okay, so I'll straight away write it over here. So here will be minus 2x sine 2x plus cos 2x. Okay, each term you write here correct. In fact, until here already, that's 4 marks already. So gotta differentiate it carefully over here. So we got what is dy dx already, which is 1 over 2 e to the power x over 2 minus 2x sine 2x plus cos 2x. Now, what do we want to find? Approximate change in y. Okay, you're got to read this carefully. Sometimes they would ask for approximate change in x. If they ask you approximate change in x, normally the steps will be slightly longer. Okay, like I think 1 step longer. Okay, so don't always assume that it is approximate change in y. So we want to find what is delta y, that's approximate change. All right, so what do we have here? They say x increases from 1 to 1 plus h. Delta x will be equals to 1 plus h minus 1, which is h. Okay, your new x minus your original x. Okay, x new minus x ori. And then your x will always be your original x, which is 1. Write all of these down first at the side so that next time when you check back after you finish the entire paper, at least you know, oh, clearly already where I got all these values from. Okay, don't, whatever you can write, present it first. So like that, simple already. So we know that delta y equals to dy over dx times delta x. dy over dx, we want to sub in your x is equals to 1. So I just sub in inside equals to 1. So 1 over 2 e power 1 over 2 minus, okay, this one I just straight away type into your calculator. So you 2 times 1 times sine 2, you get 1.819. Then cos 2 will be 0.4161. The final answer, you get negative 1.41. All right, please refer to the mark scheme where the mark is. Okay, so this is total of 6 marks question. Fun, this question? Or too easy? Yeah, approximate. So this is an approximate one. So you all need to categorize also differentiation. What are the type of question that will come up? Okay, we have the approximate change, we have straight line equation and gradient, we have stationary point, we have nature of stationary point, and we have the rate of change. Where did the h went? Or which one? Oh, sorry, you are right. I didn't multiply by h. Good one, Nathan. Sorry. Got too excited. H. Negative 1.41 h. My bad. Okay, thanks for pointing that out. I only counted the dy over dx. Forgot to multiply by the h. So delta x is h. Okay, 6 marks question. Okay, any question here? Jensen lost a lot of marks. One mark a lot. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to next one. Question 7. Find the exact values of the constant k for which the line y equals to 2x plus 1 is a tangent to the curve y equals to 4x squared plus kx plus k minus 2. Okay, we want exact values y equals 2x plus 1 and then tangent. So this is the part in your textbook where intersection between a line and a curve. Okay, line and a curve, you got an unknown. So your first part is do simultaneous equation. Your second part would be doing your b squared minus 4ac. Okay, in this case, they say it's a tangent, means it touches one point, so your graph will be like this, equals to 0. Okay, so they can give you 3 cases. Intersect at 2 points, tangent or intersect at 1 point, and then the curve don't intersect with each other. Okay, so let's say if we assume this is equation 1, this is equation 2, we sub in equation 1 into equation 2 or the other way around. So 4x squared plus kx plus k minus 2 equals to 2x plus 1. I want to move everything to my left-hand side, and then I group together all my ax squared plus bx plus c. So you get 4x squared plus k minus 2x plus k minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, so our simultaneous equation, this is the first part, done. Second part, b squared minus 4ac equals to 0. Make sure you all group it together like this, and try to make it all in positive, like the group one, you try to make all of it in positive so that you don't confuse when you're subbing, like here, positive. Okay, when it's in a group together. Okay, because otherwise, if you forget to put the negative sign, it might mess up your whole working. So sub in your b, k minus 2 squared minus 4 times 4 times k minus 3 equals to 0. Open up this bracket, you get k squared minus 4k minus 4 minus 16k plus 48 equals to 0. Simplify it, k squared minus 20k plus 52 equals to 0. K, okay, then we use quadratic formula because you can use your calculator to check first, but you'll get irrational numbers. So exact value, use your quadratic formula. Negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac, okay, over 2a. 2a, which is 2 times 1, 2. Okay, you'll get 20 plus, bracket inside here, cert 192 over 2. You want to simplify it? My over here can be 20 plus minus cert 4, cert 48. Why I write like this? Cert 4, cert 48 over 2. Cert 4 is over 2. I divide the whole equation by 2. It will be 10 plus minus cert 48. Okay, 6 marks question. How many do you all get? Full marks? Last 1 mark. Okay, never mind, it's good enough. Ten plus 2 cert 12. Oh yeah, can you simplify it even more? Can it? Wait, did I count wrong? 2 cert 12. Because 48 can divide by 4. Oh yeah, oh, also can. Also can. 16, no, cert 3, right? 12, 48 divided by 4. Okay, hold on. How come the answer scheme stop here? Let me see, did they ask you to put it in any form? Nope. This will be cert 4, cert 12. 4 cert 3 wrong. 94, 36. I think Louis is correct. 2 cert 12. Can you simplify it further here? 4 times, oh wait, also can. 48 divided by 16, right? Oh, you're right. 4 cert 3. Okay, either one of these. Okay, but yeah, but answer scheme mentioned until here is sufficient already. Okay, so if you if you simplify further, there's no extra marks. Alright, so you can stop at 10 plus minus cert 48, but if you put 2 cert 12 or 4 cert 3, it is also acceptable. Alright, let's move on. Question 8. Actually, I realized this paper, the front part quite simple, right? Then the last few questions is the one that's quite a killer. Okay, question 8. In this question, A, B, C, and D are positive constants. It is given that y is equals to log A x plus 3 plus log A 2x minus 1. Explain why x must be greater than 1 over 2. Okay, the rules for a log, your logarithm, is that your argument, okay, argument means what? The terms inside, right? The argument must be positive because of the nature of a logarithm graph. Okay, so you all see, they say y must be more than half is because of this term here, 2x minus 1. If you minus 1, then you have to find what is the smallest value that will give me 0. What's the x value that will give me 0 for there, right? You cannot even be log 0, right? It must be log more than, your inside must be more than 0. Okay, so your answer for this is that this ensures, okay, use the proper term, that the argument, okay, the terms inside is called argument of both logarithms is greater than 0. Okay, so you all need to understand the theory part also. NMath recently, I think, have been coming out quite a bit on like asking you all how to explain why is it like this, why is it like that. Okay, so don't just memorize the calculation, understand what you all are doing also. Okay, clear this one? So argument is because your log graph also is basically like this, right? Okay, so it's more than 0. Okay, next one. Find the exact solution of the equation log a6 divided by log a y plus 3 equals to 2. 3-mark question. Okay, probably multiple ways to do it. I'll just show you the easy way that I can see here. Log a6, both also is base, same base already, so it's easy for me to solve. So I multiply the whole equation by log a y plus 3. Okay, I want to cause both sides got log a equals to log a, so I can just compare the arguments. So here will be log a y plus 3 squared. Okay, so this is log a6. Log a6 equals to log ay plus 3 squared. Both has same base, so I can just compare. This will be y plus 3 squared. Okay, I can just square root the entire equation. So it'll be plus minus square root. So, and then you shift your negative 3 to the other side. So it'll be minus 3 plus 6 and y equals to minus 3 minus 6. However, my y value cannot be negative, right? So you go count minus 3 minus 6 is a negative value. So this one, you reject it. Okay, so this will only be your final answer. Y equals to negative 3 plus 6, because we need our y value to be positive. Okay. Okay, so this question B, I think is a bit tricky, but we just need to break it down to small parts. Write the expression log A9 plus log AB times log B9A in the form C plus D log A9. Okay, don't panic. This one looks complicated because I often see students when they see some cert in the base, then panic already. Okay, don't panic. Just define what is the angle that you want. You see in the answer here, they say they want you to present in C plus D log A9. Means I want my base to be log A, right? So whatever that don't have base log A, we change it to log A. In this case, there's this log cert B9A. So our first thing that we want to do is change the base of log cert B9A to log A first. Okay, log base A. All right, so how do we do? Let's solve this part here first, so that we don't get confused with the other terms. Log cert B9A. Let's break it down. So I want to change of base will be log A 9A over log A sub B. Okay, this is 1 mark already. Then, okay, I do one step at a time so that you all don't get confused. We do the bottom one first. Okay, log A9A, bottom one, I can write it as log AB, log A sub B is B to the power of 1 over 2. And then I can use power rule, shift it in front. So it will be log half log AB. 1 over half will become 2. Okay, 2 log A 9A over log AB. On top, can I simplify further? Can, right? That's log A 9A. So 2 log A9 plus log AA over log AB. Okay, log A, okay, gotta be careful with the writing also. You see my A and my 9 also look like the same. Okay, so log AA will be equals to 1. So here will be 2 log A9 plus 2 over log AB. Okay, so you simplify until here, you get 3 marks already. Let's put it back to that equation. What they give us, log A9 plus log AB, then times 2 log A9 plus 2 over log AB. This and this can be simplified. Then you get log A9 plus 2 log A9 plus 2. So 1 plus 2, you'll get 3 log A9 plus 2. Okay, or you write it the other way around, like how they want it. 2 plus 3 log A9. Any question, this one? Okay, so it's all about just following the law of indices. You do change your base, you do power rule. You just have to be careful when you implement it. Don't get intimidated by the cert. Cert is just cert. Okay, you can always change the cert to a certain value. Okay, and cert is also to the power of 1 over 2 lah. Any question? All good? All right. Ooh. Okay, let's move to question 9. One more question, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think the last few questions will take a bit more time. Okay, question 9. A curve is such that d square y over dx square is equal to sine 6x minus pi over 2, given that dy over dx equals to 1 over 2 at the point pi over 4 and 13 pi over 12 on the curve. Find the equation of the curve. 7 marks question. They give us from d square y over dx square. They want us to find equation of the curve. So it means I go up, integrate to dy dx, then integrate to y. Okay, so this is integrating. Concept to remember, when I integrate, I will always get a plus, an integer, right? Which is your plus c or plus d. So how do I find my plus c and plus d? We have to immediately know why they give us all this. Okay, given that dy over dx at this point, x and y coordinate. Okay, so we need to sub it in to find the value. So let's integrate first. Be extra careful when you integrate this, because from the first step, if you are wrong, then the whole bottom all wrong already. So dy dx will be integrating your d square y over dx square. So you need to integrate sine 6x minus pi over 2 dx. Okay, then you'll get differentiate the bracket inside, then divide it, so you get negative, then cos the other acronym that you need to remember here is your S, C, negative S, negative C. Just write it all at the side here. Negative 1 over 6 cos 6x minus pi over 2 plus C. Okay, over here you get 2 marks already. Then dy over dx, they give us a dy over dx equals to 1 over 2, and then x equals to pi over 4. Okay, we got to sub it into this equation. Okay, so dy over dx, now we use 1 over 2, negative 1 over 6. Cos, we replace the x with pi over 4, so you'll get 6 pi over 4 minus pi over 2 plus c. Okay. How to find c? C is equals to 1 over 3. All right, so my dy dx will be equals to negative 1 over 6 cos 6x minus pi over 2 plus 1 over 3. Okay, any issue until here? All clear on why we have to find the C. Okay, so got to integrate one more time to find y, because integrate dy dx you'll get y. So y equals to integrate negative 1 over 6 cos 6x minus pi over 2 plus 1 over 3 dx. Okay, integrate it again. So negative 1 over 36 sine 6x minus pi over 2 plus 1 over 3x plus d. Okay, we want to sub in what was the coordinate just now that's given to us. Sub your pi over 4, 13 pi over 12 into y. Okay, into this equation lah. Alright, so we'll get 13 pi over 12 equals to negative 1 over 36 sine 6 over 4 pi minus pi over 2 plus 1 over 3 pi over 4 plus d. Rearrange the entire thing and calculate for your d. D you will get pi. Therefore, your final answer will be y equals to negative 1 over 36 sine 6x minus pi over 2 plus 1 over 3x plus pi. Fun times. 7 mark question. Okay, let you all see for a while. Yep, d is pi, correct. Positive pi. Okay, do you all manage to score this? 7 mark question. All right. Okay, no question. Let's move on to question 10. Relative to an origin O, the position vectors of the point A, B, C, and D are OA equals to 6, negative 5, OB equals to 10, 3, OC equals to XY, and OD equals to 12, 7. Find the unit vector in the direction of AB. Okay, so unit vector, number 1, vector magnitude, unit vector is vector divided by magnitude. Okay, so we need to know this formula first. So let's find what is the vector first. vector AB will be AO plus OB, which is negative OA. So I need to calculate this. Negative 6.5 plus 10.3 equals to 4.8. Okay, 1 mark question, 1 mark step. Magnitude AB square root x squared plus y squared, which will give me cert 80. The last one, I think most of you will write this, unit vector of AB would be 1 over cert 80 for 8. Very easy 3 mark question. Okay, so this is what you all need to know to calculate your unit vector. Okay, question B. The point A is the midpoint of BC. Find the value of x and y. Okay, when they say midpoint, right, we have to use midpoint formula, lor. Okay, number 1, do we have BC? BC is BO plus OC. BO, OB and OC lah. Okay, OB and OC. Okay, so what else do we have? They say A is the midpoint. So we want to find what's the average of OB and OC together. Then we just find the midpoint. So it's actually x1 plus x2. Midpoint equals to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Okay, so they say OA, right, is a midpoint. So we write here OA at the left-hand side first equals to half 10 plus x, and then here is 3 plus y. Okay, it's like your x1 plus x2 over 2, and then y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, I can bring the half multiply to the left-hand side. So it'd be 12 and negative 10. 10 plus x, 3 plus y. You can break it down to x and y also. Okay, it's totally fine. Okay, so 12 equals to 10 plus x. Therefore, x is equals to 2. And then y is equals to negative 13. Half BO plus OC. No. You're supposed to add x1 plus x2 over 2. OB plus OC. Okay, 2 mark question. So 1 mark for the first equation, the second mark for your final 2 answer. Okay, it's not negative 3. I wrote there negative 13. Okay, last one. Okay, these are I've taught you all the concept, but I don't know whether you all know how to apply or not. When we talk about parallel, okay, the point E lies on OD such that OE to OD is 1 to 1 plus lambda. Find the value of lambda such that BE is parallel to the x-axis. Okay, I think when we do past year, you all seldom see this, right? But this was actually taught when we learn vector. When we say it is parallel, what does it mean? What is the equation? Parallel to the x-axis or parallel to the y-axis? Okay, if we say BE is parallel to the x-axis, let's say this is BE, this is x-axis, okay, we know that, what Ethan say, y is equals to 0. So this is what you all need to remember. Y is equals to 0. Okay, so let's go and find what is BE first. Okay, so we got this OE and OD. So OE to OD is equals to 1 plus lambda. Because for me to find BE, I need BO plus OE. Okay, rearrange this. OE equals to, OD is 12 and 7. So 1 over 1 plus lambda, 12 and 7. Okay. Why I need OE? Because I want to find what is BE. BE is BO plus OE. Okay, BO plus OE, which will give me -10, -3 OE, 1 over 1 plus lambda, 12, 7. Okay, because of the statement BE is parallel to x-axis, we need to know that y is equal to 0. Okay, the y value, we got x and y. Okay, because x, there's a value to it. Y doesn't have a value. Y will be 0 if it's parallel to the x-axis. If it's parallel to the y-axis, then your x value is equal to 0. So you all need to remember this equation. So we take the y value, which is -3 over here, -3, like that. Okay, so -3 equals to 7 over 1 plus lambda. Okay, when I calculate this, lambda, you will get 4 over 3. Okay, so please remember this. Oops. Here. If it's parallel to x-axis, then y equals to 0. If it's parallel to y-axis, then your x value will be equals to 0. Ken, this question? Okay. Can we move on? Okay, let's go next one. 2 more questions, then later we discuss all the ones that I'm not so sure. Second, 8th, and 44th terms of an arithmetic progression form the first 3 terms of a geometric progression. In the arithmetic progression, the first term is 1 and the common difference is positive. Okay, write this down first. A is equals to 1. We know that D is more than 0. Show that the common difference, it means you want to show that D is equals to 5. Okay, the sentence looks confusing, so you just read carefully. Second, 8th, and 44th term of the arithmetic. So for the arithmetic, my T2, T8, and T44 term is the same value for my geometric progression, the first 3 terms, which is for the T1, T2, and T3. What's my formula for arithmetic? Tn A plus n minus 1 d. Okay, A plus n minus 1 d. For geometric, okay, we just write it out just in case. AR to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so understand this part here. So the T2 is equals to T1 arithmetic to geometric, T8 is equals to T2, T44 is equals to T3. So a plus n minus 1d, my second term for arithmetic will be 1 plus d, 1 plus 7d, and 1 plus 43d, because we follow this formula here. Okay, a plus n minus 1d. So here is 1 mark. Okay, what do we know about how can we construct an equation here? There's a relationship for geometric. To find your common ratio is your next term divided by your previous term. Okay, that means your Tn plus 1 divided by Tn. All right, so we can compare, or we can construct an equation is that R is equals to 1 plus 7d over 1 plus d, which is also equals to 1 plus 43d over 1 plus 7d, because both of these will give you the R value. Okay, but today we want to find the R. We are actually not finding R here. We are just trying to construct an equation. Otherwise, there's no other equation really for you to compare. Okay, so 1 plus 7d over 1 plus d equals to 1 plus 43d over 1 plus 7d. We don't need to find R, we want to find d. So let's just solve this. 1 plus 7d squared equals to 1 plus 43d, 1 plus d. Okay, open up the bracket here. 1 plus 14d plus 49d squared equals to 1 plus d plus 43d plus 43d squared. Simplify it. Move all to the left-hand side. 6d squared minus 30d equals to 0. You get 6d. D minus 5 equals 0. You get d equals 0. D equals to 5. They say d is more than, is positive. Reject this one. So d is equals to 5. Okay, d equals to 5. Question 2, sum of the first 20 terms of the arithmetic progression. So we already got d equals to 5. We know that a is equals to 1. Okay, a is equals to 1. So we just need to sub into the formula, the sum of the first n term formula for arithmetic progression. Sn is equals to n over 2a plus n minus 1d. A is equals to 1, d is equals to 5. Just sub it in. We want the first 20 term. So 20 over 2, 2 times 1 plus n is what? 20 minus 1 times 5. All right, and then let's calculate it. We get 970. Okay, 970. Can all still okay? Still alive. Okay, who until here all full marks? All of you, right? I believe Ethan is actually full marks. Don't tell us today. Or more than what we can score here. Okay, all right, let's move on to B1. Find the fifth term of the geometric progression. So geometric progression, just now we got the R value here, right? Now only we want to use the R. R is equals to 1 plus 7d over 1 plus d. Okay, so let's use this one. R equals to 1 plus 7, d was 5, right? Okay, 1 plus 7 times 5 over 1 plus 5, which is equals to 6. Therefore, A, they also say A is, what do you find just now? 1 plus D. Okay, 1 plus D. That's why we put 1 plus 5, which is equals to 6 also. Therefore, AR to the power n minus 1, 6 times 6 to the power of 5 minus 1, which will give you 7776. Okay, 2-mark question. And the last one, okay, for this, explain whether or not the sum to infinity of this geometric progression exists. Okay, what is the condition of sum to infinity? If we look back into the first page, right, they give a condition. Right? Okay, the condition is like this. You all just turn back to your formula sheet. They wrote S infinity 1 minus R, where your R is less than 1. So the value of R, whether it's positive or negative, it needs to be less than 1. Okay, cannot be 1 also, because 1 then you'll cause it to be a math error. If it's more than 1, then there's a problem to it. Okay, so the answer is that your sum to infinity, they ask you exists or not, right? Does not exist. Because the R value that we have here is what? R equals to 6, right? Okay, as the common ratio is greater than 1. Okay, so if it's greater than 1, then cannot lah. Okay, got it, this one? Okay, so you all just look back into the formula. It actually got say this S infinity equals to 1 minus R, where your modulus R, whether it's positive or negative, you'll get is must be less than 1. That's the condition. Okay, let's move on to the last one. Okay, last one. Okay, this one is the most fun question. The diagram shows part of the curve y equals to bracket 9 minus x times x minus 3 and the line y equals to k minus 3, where k is more than 3. The line through the maximum point of the curve parallel to the y-axis meets the x-axis at A. Okay, so they say here, in the x-axis at A, there's a maximum point. The curve meets the x-axis again at B, and the line y equals to k minus 3 meets the curve at the point C. So over here, find the area of the shaded region. Okay, area of the shaded region. So let's break it down. This one is a 9-mark question. Do step by step because it might look complicated at first. All right, but let's see what can we get first. Okay, so to find, you have to define also what are the points that you all need first to find the area of the shaded region. The easiest way to do it, or probably the only way, is that we need to find here. Okay, we can find area of a rectangle and then area of under the curve right over here, which is under the curve of 9 minus x, x minus 3, the quadratic curve. So technically, I just need A, I need B, and C. Okay, coordinate A, B, and C. Okay, so let's see what can we get first. So if you look over here, we can actually find what is the maximum point first. Very easy to find. this is a quadratic curve. Y equals to 9 minus x, x minus 3. It's already factorized for us. So when it's factorized already, we can actually straight away find the roots. If we know the roots, the in-between, the midpoint of the roots will be your maximum point. Okay? So let's solve for this one first. And why do we want to find for that also? Because we can find what is B also. Okay? So using this, y equals to 9 minus x, x minus 3. Over here, I know my roots, okay, which is my x-intercept, is x equals to 3 and x equals to 9. Which means what? This is actually 3, this is actually 9, right? I straight away can find B also already. Okay, 3 and 9. 3 and 9 to find my maximum point. Okay, you all have to remember there are many ways to find maximum and minimum point. Okay, maybe we just recap a bit. Maximum, minimum point. Okay, who can remember? What are the different steps? CTS. X equals to negative b over 2a. Midpoint of roots. Yep. And then dy over dx equals to 0. So there are so many ways for you to find. In fact, if you use any of this way, you also still get the same point. But you want to find the easiest way and the fastest way. Okay, so it's given to you already y equals 9 minus x, x minus 3. They factorize for you nice already some more. So x equals to 3, x equals to 9. We can just find the midpoint, okay, which is your for the maximum point. So maximum point will be equals to 3 plus 9 over 2. Okay, the x coordinate, which is your a also. This will give you 6, because 12 divided by 2 is 6. So what do I know from here? X coordinate of A will give me 6, and x coordinate of B will give me 9. Okay, I move here to the side first, later not enough space. Okay, everyone clear this part here? So it's just actually just finding your maximum point. Okay, so one mark question. Okay, then the next thing, okay, I have this 3, I have this 9. I also have this 6. What's one more point that I need? This point here, because I need C. What can we see here? C intersects with the line y equals to k minus 3. Okay, so to find the point C, k and k minus 3 is actually the intersection between the line and the quadratic curve. So I just need to sub in both of it together, okay, to find your value of C. So this is my x, this is my y. Okay, so yeah, in fact, I just sub into the coordinate, the quadratic equation. So let's sub C k minus 3 into y equals to 9 minus x, x minus 3. So it will be k minus 3 equals to 9 minus k, k minus 3, which will give me 9k minus 27 minus k squared plus 3k. Rearrange it. K squared minus 11k plus 24 equals to 0. Solve it. K equals to 3. K equals to 8. Okay. K we don't want equals to 3 because 3 is already at at this starting point here, right? So we recheck it. Okay, we also know we can find the value of the y coordinate of C because it's k minus 3. Therefore, C is equals to 8, 5. Okay, the coordinate here is 8, 8, 5. Clear until here? Okay, so I know here is 8. I know the bottom here, the top and the bottom here. So top is 5. Bottom, 8 minus 6, 2. So I can find my area A and my area B already. So let's find total area right now. Area A will be equals to 8 minus 6, which is 2, times 5, which would give me 10. Area B is area under the curve from 8 to 9. Okay, area under the curve from 8 to 9 for this quadratic equation. So we need to integrate it. Okay, so area B will be equals to integrate 8 to 9. 9 minus x. X minus 3 dx. Integrate this. Wait, let's open out the bracket first. 12x minus 27 minus x squared dx. Integrate this. This is your definite integral, so we put a square bracket. 6x squared minus 27x minus 1 over 3x cubed. 8 over 9. You sub it in. Okay, sub in the 9, sub in the 8. You get 0 minus 2 and 2 over 3, which will give you 2 and 2 over 3. Positive 2 and 2 over 3. Okay, yep. 8 over 3 also fine. Okay, therefore, final one. Total area is equals to area A plus area B, which is 10 plus 2 and 2 over 3, which would give you 12, 2 over 3, or you can write it as 38 over 3. Done. Woohoo, full marks. Champion. Did another way. Okay, totally fine if you use another way. The final answer should come out the same. Okay, final answer should come out the same. All right, I'm going to start this recording first, then we can discuss all the questions that you all have. That's all for this recording.